guys, just wanted to take a little moment here before we get into the video of the month, but just wanting to welcome you to the new format and also to let you know that there's a few things, a few changes going on here. What I want to introduce to you is the Tarot Weeklies and the Astro Weeklies. They will be coming out Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. That is Arizona time, so depending on where you live, you could always check that out real time. But this is because I'm thinking that I can reach all of you all at once through one video, right, and address all of you. And not only that, but when we listen to a monthly forecast, we might listen to it earlier, like the month prior, so that once we get into the month, it's all forgotten, right? And for that reason here, I'm thinking, you know, if we do a weekly, I can guide you a little bit more for what you can expect for the coming week, okay? It's going to sit more in mind so you can focus on it, use these tools to integrate into your consciousness of what can be expected. So the Astro Weeklies, we're going to be looking at a calendar. We're going to follow, too, also the moon positions. Now, in the monthly forecasts for the astrology, we don't do that because there would be way too many transits to look at. However, though, the moon is so important to us because it moves so quickly that it really regulates our mood swings, our reactions, just like the sun radiates, the moon reflects, right? It reflects our emotions. So when we can do that, we can get a very close look at day to day what is coming up. So Sundays, 8 a.m., you will have your Astro Weeklies, and then also for the Tarot, you will have a spiritual guidance. Then we're going to focus on what do we need to focus on this week, not necessarily what's coming up. The astrology will show that. But in the Tarot, yes, we're going to be looking at where are we in our mind, where can we grow our consciousness, what influences, major influences may be coming in, and how can we tackle them the best, right? So then you have something for your Sunday mornings, right? So look to the end for more information, and of course, for those of you who are subscribers, you'll already get them into your inbox. For those of you who haven't subscribed, you might want to subscribe here. Just click the button, and I just want to also mention that if you're not seeing it coming up in your inbox, check your spam box. Sometimes YouTube just sends it directly there, all right? So, and then just unspam it, so you'll have it in your inbox there in the mornings. So listen, we are going to check on what's coming up for you now in September. All right, Scorpio, so let's take a brief look at what's coming up here in September for you. And you're starting off the month here with taking the reins in your own hands, or getting behind the steering wheel of your own vehicle of life. You're taking charge, you're taking direction, you're feeling good, confident, and strong. And this is as you set out towards what I feel is like a new sun, a new burst of energy for you. And in that, you are really taking on a project that you feel that you're equipped for, that you're ready for, and that the universe now is bestowing upon you. So hold on to that confidence, allow it to fill your spirit, allow it to give you that strength, that joy to actually take on what is now meeting up with you. You had certain things, challenges, pressures earlier, but this isn't a pressure thing. This is more something that you feel equipped to do that actually can lift you. All right, there's joy, there's enthusiasm in this. Financially for you, don't really see that there is a lot of changes yet, at least not this month. However, though, what I do see is there is a good interaction here for those of you in a relationship, and the way you spend and use your money separately or together. So there's a feeling of victory, that things are moving forward in a good way. And in fact, relationships this month here, Scorpio, looks excellent. Some of you might even find yourself pregnant this month, or at least news about pregnancy in somewhere around you in the circle of friends and or family. But for those of you not being pregnant, that is still showing up here in your reading. And you know, I always can see this as a very fertile time spiritually. You know, when we create, we're pregnant with ideas, we're pregnant with emotions, so things take time to grow before they're ready for harvest, right? So this is a beautiful growth aspect period for you this month now in September. And already now I see that you know what I'm talking about because it's already seemingly in the works, but the outcome isn't quite there yet. Okay, so I see that you're thinking it's still going to take some time, but then again, hey, who is needing to catch the train? And remember, this is a fertile pregnancy type thing, right? It takes time to grow that. So your project, what you're working on, expect it to take weeks. It might even take several months for you to obtain that goal that you're setting out to, and that's okay. This is in the area of relationships, mind you, so whatever now you're changing directions, navigating differently here, it's like turning the ship towards a new course. Well, it's working. And I can see how your partner is going to say something about it. You're going to have some interaction, some communication here this month. And I'm seeing you're on the same page, so you're going to be inspiring one another. Now, something went down, and I think that just needs to go anyway. At least I see that you think it needs to go. It's an area where you have put down a lot of energy and you've given it so much in the past, but whatever, came from it, that I see is good. You've harvested it, right? But there's no use squeezing more juice out of an already squeezed lemon. I mean, when it's done, it's done. Throw the peel away. Be good about it, though. It could be hard because sometimes we do attach to those projects that we work hard on. So there could be like that little phase of maybe separation anxiety from it. But lo and behold, it's going to be replaced. I see something new coming in. And right behind it, as I see that you're looking into, investigating, shedding some light, actually, then that new growth is coming up. And you're going to be able to see your horizon start lifting, okay? And we need, something, always something a little bit enjoyable to look forward to on that horizon. And slowly but surely, I can see how that is now starting to come up. And once you see your direction, Scorpio, where you're heading. And that always seems to work best with you. You like to have a firm sense of control of yourself on your path so that you can give the most. And when you give, you give. We have here too, this is interesting, a situation where something's about to pop. And it's creative, but I think what's going to pop is going to surprise you. You've dedicated X amount of time, energy, in building, constructing, getting something up and running. And I could see how you, as you start off the month, thinking that, okay, this will be the month. Whatever it is, it could be very different for each and every one of you. We're not looking at you individually, right? But as a group of Scorpios. But you know what you've worked for, and you've been very tenacious in putting the right foot forward, having faith, looking at what is at hand, being logical about it, and yet also been following your inner intuition, navigating by it, which is great. You're really super strong on that level. But I'm thinking that what is coming, it's like that last thing that needs, it's like that last little square on top of the pyramid, right? Just to crown it off. And you're thinking it needs to be this or that, because that's what you've been envisioning. But that might just be the surprise that the universe is going to do something in not necessarily a totally different way, but in a special way for you. So expect that. That's at least before the end of the month. For some of you, it can come sooner. For some of you, you might just need to wait a little bit. Here, your partner is doing good in what he or she is doing. I feel it's a strong month there where you're quite happy to be part of his or her process. And it looks like both of you as a couple or as a team have been doing really well. one of you here, one of you there, and yet there's this beautiful rainbow bridge tying the two of you together, which actually has been lifting that foundation together. When it comes to work, well, there's a female, pay attention to her. There's a female this month that on some level can come to, I won't necessarily say open a new door for you, because I think the door is already open. You know who this woman is. You know what that represents. But again, there is something coming in here that could inspire at least some aspect of what you're working with. And you might be the strength for her, because she's wanting to change something up that doesn't really have anything to do with you, but she might lean a little bit towards you and your intuition, wanting your kind of feedback to actually feed into what she's doing. So that's great teamwork too, isn't it? Hopes and dreams here, you socially this month, Scorpio, it's a great month. It's going to be quite social for you. I see how things are feeling like they're coming together spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and also down to a practical level. You're feeling good, you're feeling confident. Like I said, just the way your reading started and began with this sense of you climbing behind the steering wheel, you know, of the vehicle of your life. This is also leaving you here towards the end of this month with a sense of empowerment, that you have arrived, that you have obtained what you set out to do. And so I see you smiling. I really see you feeling that things are now on a roll. And yes, you do deserve it, absolutely. I can see how you've deepened and given of yourself, of your trust, of your faith, haven't taken a couple of leaps of faith that you have needed to do, and now the universe is showing, you know, giving back to you, bestowing upon you that, yes, it was great decisions that were made. You listened to your intuition, and you know when we do, this is when we set ourselves up for synchronicity in life. When we're not listening, well then things can just go haywire, right? When our egos get involved and we choose this instead of that against better knowing, you know, and we're human, it happens. But when we're conscious, when we really tune in to that intuition, when synchronicity sets up, boom, 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 things fall into place nice and easily, and that's when you know you're in the flow. So the flow is good. I think you as a Scorpio would love to live in that flow forevermore, right? And I think if anybody has the capability, you do, Scorpio. So listen now, this is what we had for September. Do subscribe if you want your weekly tarots and your weekly astros, right? So we can follow, you know, together here what is coming up on a weekly basis, which can really behoove you much more, I feel, than on a monthly basis. But listen, I'll see you soon. Have a good one. Until next time, take care.